It's true. After much anticipation, we finally received our Starlink dish and promptly returned it. We'll answer why this unboxing video quickly turned into a reboxing video, but first, let's have a closer look at what Starlink is, how it works, and why it didn't work for us. Well, I just got a notification, and could it be? Let's see. Yep, this is what I was looking for. Starlink is a division of SpaceX, Elon Musk's company, whose primary objective is to establish a human colony on Mars. Yes, you heard that right. Along the way, they've developed some pretty astounding rocket technology, and now they're using that to deploy thousands of small satellites with the aim of bringing high-speed internet to everyone on Earth. It's got a bit of a gaping hole on the side. It's not good. Even Benny's excited about getting Starlink. All right, here we go. Let's open this sucker up. Fingers crossed there's no damage. Comes with some very simple looking instructions. So what have we got here? Looks like we've got a little stand, a metal box. I guess this is actually the router. Pretty space age looking. And this here must just be the power supply. But I guess it's a power supply slash switch. And then we've got a short cable for the router and a massively long cable for Dishy itself, which is actually bigger than I imagined. It's not a small dish. So next we'll just get everything out of the box here. One thing I find a bit surprising is the size and the weight of this dish. In the pictures it looked kind of small. You know, I can hold it with one hand, but it's got some weight behind it for sure. It's not that small. So it looks like the dish just kind of snaps into the little stand. I feel like they've kept everything just really simple. So I'm gonna go and put the dish on the top of the trailer, plug in all the cables, and see what happens. So finding number one, that thing is a bit heavy and cumbersome to be pulling up that ladder with just one hand. Now I'm just going to go and hook up the power supply and the modem inside. It's nice how they make the two sides different colors so you know which one plugs into which. So one thing I have to say is that this super long cord is a little bit difficult to manage. Still have to figure out the best way to get it, you know, in and out of the actual RV. I think I can get it through this little slot. And it looks like we've got some lights. Lights are always good. And now I've just got to fire up the Starlink app. But first I'm going to go and check what the satellite looks like and which way it's pointing. Definitely gonna have to figure out this cable situation. Well, the dish is now pointing right up vertical. So I'm firing up the app now. This is where a lot of hardware tends to fail. When people implement software and apps, they're often not that good. So let's hope that Starlink has done a good job here. So that's pretty good. It's letting me set up a new network. And now it says it is booting. 12 hours. It's quite a while. I wasn't expecting that. So I got slightly interrupted by some chickens on the loose. Not our chickens, our neighbors. How are you doing? We're gonna take you back to where you belong. But now I'm back to the Starlink, and hey, it looks like we are online. Now that we're connected, what's the first thing you have to do? A speed test. So I'm seeing about 35 down and about 15 up, which is quite a lot less than some of the speeds I've seen. So it looks like even though it's connected, it's still collecting data on obstructions and that kind of thing. That's what's going to take 12 hours. After it had finished scanning, I ran another test directly on the device and saw much better numbers. So far the uptime looks good and the latency is not terrible either. 30 milliseconds. Wouldn't necessarily want to do like, you know, twitchy kind of gaming, but for the kind of stuff we do, it's perfect. For now, I'm going to run the cable through this little window slot, just so I can close up and lock up the trailer. In terms of power, probably drawing about 70 to 75 watts, just the Starlink itself. Pretty much what we expected. With our solar, I think this is going to be amazing, absolutely amazing, to have high-speed internet anywhere. Like, we're talking the middle of nowhere, where there's no cell phone coverage, and you can have high-speed internet. How cool is that? So here's Dishy up on the trailer. I guess now it's just set up to kind of scan the sky and look for obstructions and figure out the optimal positioning for itself. And yeah, now we have high-speed internet for the trailer. This is super exciting. This sounds amazing, doesn't it? So why are we returning it? Well, Starlink does make it clear that they don't officially support using the dish in multiple locations. However, we watched and read about many RVers that had great success using it as they travel. The problem is, they were all Americans. Let me explain. We primarily want Starlink for high-speed internet while we're boondocking in the California and Arizona deserts this winter. There are many places with poor or no cell coverage, so unlimited high-speed satellite internet would be a total game changer for remote camp spots. Although Starlink is only officially supported in one location, they do offer an online feature to change your location at any time. This is how RVers move it from campsite to campsite. So after we got ours set up, I tested changing our location to a spot in Washington State we were planning to visit. To my dismay, I got this message. So I went to Reddit and quickly confirmed that was indeed the case. Starlink customer service further confirmed that we would not be able to use our Canadian dish in the States. The most annoying thing is that it's not a technical limitation of the hardware, it's a bureaucratic issue. Units shipped in Canada are only certified by the Canadian government, and units shipped in the States are only certified by the American government, so Starlink had to disable address switching between the two countries. Of course, this is all very disappointing to us, but at this stage we have no choice but to return the dish and continue to rely on 4G cell service for our internet while we're traveling. Starlink is actively working on a mobile solution, but there's currently no ETA. We'll just have to wait patiently. Stay tuned. Now I'm just going to go and hook up the power supply. Now I'm just going to go and hook up the power supply. So if you're setting up your Starlink and you get impatient, just go chase some chickens for a while. That doesn't sound right. I can actually hear a little bit of a buzz coming from it, and I don't know how good it is to be like right by it right now. Hopefully I'm not getting huge amounts of electromagnetic radiation. You might need two hands.
That's heavy. There. I can't hold that with one hand. Make sure you don't miss the next video by liking, subscribing, and turning on notifications. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in the next one.